Right, I've got Jim Brown here who heads up something called Exodus. Tell us a bit about Exodus in Northern Ireland, Jim.
Exodus was birthed in 1997 on the North Coast, an initiative really taking on the challenge of discipling the next generation, really looking at, in Northern Ireland we had a real culture of conversion events, but actually a lot of people were making decisions to follow Jesus but weren't getting that route. So we looked at establishing a project which looked at intentionalising discipleship. So we set up, we have two venues in Northern Ireland, one in the North Coast and one near Belfast. The focus of those venues, we have connecting points which I guess are maybe most like a nightclub with the Christian ethos. We then run mentoring programs, and we have a big emphasis on small group discipleship.
What sort of age group are you working with?
Primary age group 15 to 25, with the average age of our participants probably 19.
Okay, and tell us a bit more about how that program works then. Is there a set program, or is there what's the length of the program, those sorts of things?
Yeah. We have 4 discipleship courses that we run, and each of those, so there's the first of those is called Explore. That's would you describe it as pre-alpha program, very relational outreach process, where a group of Christians together in the same group as a group of people that aren't followers of Jesus meet together, 16 sessions of group work activity. So you have that program, then we have Exchange, which is a foundational discipleship process. We then have Express, which is really leading to a life of impact. And then we have Extend, which is developing disciple makers. So each of those courses is 16 sessions. But when we do the program, we insist that all of our groups do a ministry placement, both at home. They do some sort of ministry, take ministry opportunities at home, and then they all do some sort of a ministry placement, usually in the summertime. A lot of that's in Eastern Europe.
Now, yeah, tell us a bit more about that. So you obviously combine mission trips with this discipleship program in Ireland.
Yes, we do, both for people that are Christians and for those that are not. So a significant percentage of the people participating of the 300 odd people we have this year, you would have a significant number of those people who wouldn't be believers. So we take them on a missions trip. We call it a ministry placement for obvious reasons, and we expose them to communities of believers, say in Romania. We expose them to need in Romania. We get them involved in ministry, whether that's painting a widow's home, distributing food, and then on the ministry placement as well, they have opportunities to. We see it really as a discipling tool. There's all sorts of discipleship opportunities in that context as well.
That's fantastic. Now, my guess is there's going to be a few Irish people wanting to find out more about how to engage in this in Ireland. There's going to be a few people wanting to set up similar projects across Europe, and there's a few countries saying, oh, I wouldn't mind one of those teams visiting us where we are. How can folks follow this up? How can folks get in touch with you, Jim?
Yeah, well, the website obviously is one way, www.exodusonline.org.uk.
Okay.
They can contact us by phone as well. And I guess for us, if there is an agency that wants to be a hosting agency for teams, we're definitely looking at agencies that can host more than one group. That's so much better for both sides as well. For people that are interested just in exploring the process that we've developed and helping us to think through how that could be multiplied in simple ways. Very happy to talk to anybody in that bracket as well. I mean, we're only 12 years in operation. Still a very young organisation. We get some handle on what we think discipleship is, and then I think now how do we multiply that so it's usable for other people is a big challenge I think we have to think about.
Jim, thanks ever so much. We'll put that website address up on the website. But thanks very much indeed. Thank you.